Right, welcome back. I'm doing it again. Yes, I am playing the game outside my usual recording times. What's going on here? I just noticed this war. Oh. Okay, so Germany's trying to annex Baden. And they also want Moravia. Really? Italy wants the Küstenland back. Oh, and for war borders, Baden wants increased autonomy, for Germany to no longer have a claim on Baden, and to have investment rights in Russia. Oh, that one's funny. Anyway, I'm actually pretty close to researching human rights, so progressive stuff should come in soon. Right now I'm working on getting commercialized agriculture in order to finally move away from tenant farming and remove the last vestiges of power from the aristocrats, or at least vast vestiges of extra power from the aristocrats. Should be fun to go through though. The village interests are happy with this. In fact, everyone here except for the bureaucrats, because Sciocrats are weird with their land reform preferences. Their two favorite laws are tenant farmers and collectivized agriculture. That's weird. Very, very weird. So... if it's just trade privileges, no. Could you guarantee my independence? Military assistance? Oh, that's all. Equal exchange, oh yeah. No. I will give you investment rights as well, as long as I get military assistance. Okay, good. Military assistance will help me advance my military tech. And also make it much more powerful once well, in gaining fairly quickly more experience. Experience is good. Plus 155%. Yeah. Military assistance, professional army, and tech. A lot higher than I expected. Professional army really double? Yeah, double weekly unit experience gain for armies and navies. It's seriously going to help. But commercialized agriculture should come through soon, so I can pick something new. Laws are slowly getting better. I am trying to get human rights soonish. But I'm trying to balance between human rights so that I can get my education institution even higher. And grabbing as much build tech as possible so that in the off chance that someone invades me, I can defend myself properly. With or without the help of, say, Russia. Because Russia's no longer defending me. Yep, they've jumped the treaty. Great. No, okay, they have. It's just that it doesn't appear here. Because there's some loading time. Never mind. Yes, Russia is defending me. Of course, once human rights comes up, then these 7 laws down here that are tech and res laws will become available. The thing is, some of these won't be accessible. For example, the secondary school walls will only become accessible once the Tier 6 tech social democracy is unlocked, which refers to specifically reformist social democracy. The one that decides that capitalism isn't all that bad so long as you have a state making sure that nothing devious happens. Yeah. Oh, okay, Botton's finally gone. Nice. So, will Italy start getting its states back? It does look like no matter what happens, Moravia is now German. I'm still pushing tech as hard as I can. Don't have much more room for it, though. Okay. Got the steel railway unlocked, so let me just get the improved railway stuff. Do I have that much steel available? 113, yes. I should upgrade to bulk trading. Don't worry, they'll be able to figure it out. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to pass labor rights. Too many liberals in the government. Perhaps the liberals are too powerful, is the best way to put it. I could try for secularism. Love to finally get rid of religious stuff. I could also go for cultural exclusion, which no one dislikes moving to that. Cosmopolitanism is going to be harder, since the only ones that like it are dead on socialists. It's weird that why are the trade unionists in favor? Does Siocrat have... No. They shouldn't have a position. Because progressive state has nothing, expansive labor reforms. Unless they're being influenced. They're probably being influenced by something. Yeah, that's probably the most likely option. Oh, they're internationalist. That's why. Yeah, these don't show up in the list of ideologies here. They should show up some... Yeah, okay. Abolish the monarchy. Abolitionist and internationalist. The radical faction does that, supposedly. Although, it does seem like they're the only ones affected? Yeah. Oh, it's the communist movement that it's doing that. Okay, that at least explains why they're so interested in that. Sadly, there's no chance of getting cosmopolitanism because everyone that isn't a socialist hates it. I could try proportional taxation. I would lose some revenue, but that'd be fine because over time things improve, at least in that direction. I can't do anything with unions, nor do I want to at the moment. Someday I'll adjust foreign policy. That time is not today, though. I might centralize a bit. Sure. This will reduce the penalty to enactment time. The anarchist movement doesn't like this, but, well, don't care. They're not relevant enough to revolt anyway. And it'll be a while before I get human rights anyway. It's first the electric telegraph, which actually allows me to get the telegraph office in railways. 1 wood for 2 services. And extra infrastructure. Sure. There's also mid-publishing communication, which is somewhat useful if I have electricity in lowering the amount of labor used in the publishing, but electricity is inconsistent, especially since batteries and wires and whatnot. Technically, I produce them. Technically. But I'm not going to bank it on that. It does look like I might need to eventually build more administration. Okay, here. But it is a long head of qualifications issue though. So admittedly, an alloy plant isn't that big of a deal, as is... Okay, I think it might not actually have one anymore. Not truly. I'm leery about modern healthcare until I can actually build my own electricity. And the required stuff around it. Batteries, wires. Technically I can produce it all. Fine. Power plant will produce enough electricity. I just need to subsidize it in order to ensure that it remains feasible with the amount it produces. Is there infrastructure issues? No. Okay. Let's get one here and then one later. One now, one later. Hustle and East Houseland are the ones that really should get most of the focus when it comes to producing new industry. Do all of these have? Not all of them. Okay, so I need to... I can still pick this. Okay, so I do need to pay attention. Move to modern healthcare wherever possible. I want to maximize my population if I can. Do so. Does this have? Yes, okay. So far to go is the exception. Here. Yeah, I see that electrics industry over there. I'm not too happy about it. Oh, telecoms industry. Do we have a telecom plant? Because it needs a telecom plant in order to produce anything. There's not a single urban center here. There's one here, but there isn't any... I can't construct that, though. That's getting telecoms? Oh, okay, so it's no longer a local good. Okay. It used to be a local good, the telecommunications, but I guess that's no longer the case. They want military reform. Oh, that's not gonna be easy, is it? Sure. I'll try. Hopefully I can produce enough electricity-related things. Thankfully, pharmaceuticals aren't taking that much of a hit in production. I don't think. Doesn't look like it. I certainly hope it remains that way. The real issue is just going to be batteries and wires. Hopefully I can import some of that stuff. Although I do have some local industries. Some. They have to be in from investment, though. So I'm not super duper thrilled about them. Yeah, there's an electronics on here that produces wires. But I don't need much yet. It will increase, though. And there's a battery plant here. Which I need voltaic pile for. Of course, copper. Copper is a problem. A persistent issue. Especially when the trade centers aren't interested in importing that stuff. Hopefully the military reform won't get too far and cause me too much... pull me too far away from doing the more important... well... yeah. Education reform, child labor reform, what have you. Yeah, child labor is probably the best way to put it. And the reformer socialist movement is dying. Yep, that definitely increased money. Okay, good. I still could use more wood production. but they're being automatically built up, so. The logging camps, I mean. This location could use more coal production. Okay, it's time to start transitioning my construction industry into, well, steel frame. Part of the problem is that explosives aren't exactly heavily produced. Yeah. So I can only do it slowly. Plus alloys. Alloys are going to be a hefty problem. So I have to do it slowly and try to set up new explosive factories. I'll let those finish first. What now? Now that would be interesting, but, well... It is unlikely to win for multiple reasons. First off, they have 2 troops. Had they picked up somewhere closer towards my, you know, a couple of states somewhere around here, they would have had a chance, but... I'd rather not touch the movement anyway. Of course, if they gain even more support, the number of states that they would manage to grab would be higher. And their activism would probably increase. Oh, hey, plus 20% from anarchists are always radical. The moderate liberals are extremely happy, so... But again, I can do it quick, can't I? Yeah. Yeah, these repeatables usually have quick timers anyway. I can wait half a year. Hopefully that's the amount. I do, however, need to increase the amount of administration. Because I did lose the an extra effect that lowered the cost of, well, institutions. Then we can get that explosive factory set up. Okay, I can afford to swap over another construction sector. Of course, there's the problem of lack of glass. That could also turn into a serious issue. It doesn't help I only have one lead mine. One potential for lead. Of course the anarchists are... Would be nice if they had more clout. They're always an extremely interesting faction. But I may be a bit biased on that front. Oh, filing cabinets. Identification documents. I actually could use that in the future in order to further... yeah, +1 to home affairs, not useful. What's really useful is the +1 to regional administration and suffrage institution. Well, +1 to the maximum. Wait, are we on unstable? No? Okay. It's at +90. Current revolution or... oh. Yeah, the anarchists might actually end up forming a party. Isn't that a thought? Insurrectionary. Approval. Considering head of state law support. Oh yeah, the Caliph is against this, so there's a slight reduction to those that are actually interested in hearing his opinion. Good. It went at the maximum pace. That's my preference. I'm 19 in standard of living and 17 in GDP. Still 55 in education, in literacy, but... and I've got 2% pop growth annually. Good. I think there's no construction sector in Ghana. Get it for Dahomey. There's a very real limit to population here that I keep running up against. Okay, activate the looms, the mechanized looms. Because otherwise there just isn't enough population to support everything here. Industrially speaking. Okay, military reform. That's also going to heavily increase speed. In which I research new military technology. But that's great actually, because I'm focusing on that specifically. Those two I can get breech loading artillery, which is the point at which artillery definitely outpaces cavalry. And the hand crank machine gun is really good because +5 to base defense. Can I? Fine. It's the old steel tools railway thing. It always picks the steel tools over... Not steel tools. What was it called? Mechanical tools and atmospheric engine when trying to click railway. If you straight up click railway, it will pick mechanical tools over atmospheric engine. I do not know why, because my preference is to go the other way around. Because mining. Okay. Compulsory primary school. This will lower mortality slightly among the lower classes. Sure, will lower dependence income, but education is its own reward. But yes. It does make the military a bit more powerful for a while, but that plus 80% of military research speed? I'm very happy to take it. It does lower rigidity somewhat, so I need to be wary. But the anarchist movement has lost enough of its... Okay, the anarchist movement should be around somewhere, it's just not appearing. Okay, they're just at the threshold when it comes to support. It should increase again, though. Might be another setup. Research human rights technology. Is it in some way broken? Maybe it's the wrong tech being displayed. Hey, the syndicalist one is in. Electric components shortage? Aluminum short? What? What did you build? Why'd you build an airplane factory over here? Surprisingly, there's actually quite a bit of consumption. And I'm #1 producer worldwide because of this. I mean, this is gonna fade away because of supply issues. Yeah, it would be funny if the anarchists end up setting up their own party and then getting a surprising amount of the vote. I mean, it wouldn't be much. It would still be some. They're actually larger than the bureaucracy, or the professional interests, or the market liberals. Anti-establishment. Opposes democracy in a democratic country. Oh yeah, right. We're technocrats, after all. They love technocracy. Because they think they know better than everyone else. Okay, alloys will be fine. Glass, handleable. Explosives will be fine too. I just hope that the investment pool can handle these changes. At least for the moment. Though I may need to, I definitely need to increase glass production. Producing glass here? No. Let's rectify that. 3 levels. Maybe more because I am producing pharmaceuticals and liquor here. Pacifist communist. An entrepreneur. The anti-Karl Marx. Sort of. After all, that guy's fairly well known for his inability to handle money. Like, at all. So. The oil rush is over. Which is funny because I never actually set that up. Any oil industry. Just sort of happened. Because oil was discovered. I still don't have pump jacks as far as I know. Economic affairs has decreased, but that's fine. Oh. Oh no. Max it on out. Available decision. Political rigidity will increase again though, don't you worry. In fact, that's probably why my income is so high. Okay, a revolution was fine, but a secession? No. I will not suffer a secession. Okay, upgrade the... Okay, so I do have one oil rig, but it's not producing anything, and someone else built it. The usual. Can't wait till I get to ironclads. That's going to be far more entertaining. I think I can tone down some of the... or get some more laborers in. Some of the automation in the area. Bring in more laborers. The qualifications issue has been resolved here, so... It is interesting to see the number of aristocrat qualifications for Deuce. Must be a reason for that. Oh, good. Because I'm kind of sort of in the process of researching repeater tech. The enlistment officers are the one that is the tech that's currently being researched. After that, gantry cranes, because why not? Field hospitals is going to be mildly annoying. Because I need to have opium input in order to... opium somewhere in the market in order to activate it, but I don't have that. Not truly. Steam power cotton thresher. I mean, I guess I can use that here. Considering the situation in Dahomey. The labor situation. Everywhere else, labor is plentiful and it's not really necessary to... Okay, maybe would I. Oh yeah, definitely would I. Why did someone build a uranium mine there? I'm also curious as to why there's this many paper mills. Plenty strange. I haven't activated rail transport here yet. I don't trust that one. Just tell me the local. Okay, that is actually pretty trustworthy. There, that should free up plenty of labor. Maturity reduces again. I thought the anarchists might have ended up farming a party, but not this time. No, I'm not letting the Conservative Party in. Not until it manages to drop those aristocrats. At the minimum. Never mind, it managed to drop the aristocrats. Wonderful. Sort of? Oh, okay. The aristocratic interests have faded. There literally is no one supporting that interest group. Excellent. Just the way I want it. If I'm with more radicals. I could really use more radicals, honestly. A lot of railways here. There. Okay, there's only 2 railways here, but still. Point still kind of stands. There is automation for these, but that's late tech. Rotary valve engine, okay, it's not exactly late tech, but still. It's right here. Right now my focus is on rushing through military tech for as long as I can take advantage of that boost. Well, so long as that boost is reasonably high. An angrier communist movement could be useful. definitely have way too much fabric. In fact, there's way too much fabric in the world market too. Okay, so what next? Yeah, moving to cultural exclusion makes it so that anyone that doesn't have the primary culture will have 10 more acceptance. Sure, it costs 50 authority, but I'm not using that authority anyway. This again. 2.18 isn't high enough. Early 20th century medicine. Mortality is reduced by another 20%. A land reform or market liberal. You heard it here first, folks. Yeah, I could use the new slot. Okay, let's see here. This is going to cause the entire screen to lag for a while. Bear with me. Join the liberal movement. God, they're all liberals. Okay. Let's go off that tab. This one's way safer. Not this one. Way safer for my graphics processor, anyway. Okay, breach loaders. And now to replace them with shrapnel artillery, which requires a lot of ammunition. Ooh, that's close. That's very close. I think trade is starting. No, it's okay. Political rigidity is reduced by 5. Crisis of the state. Oh, an extremist group has gotten to be powerful. It's the communists, of course. Of course. Let's see here. The election hasn't occurred yet, has it? Yes. I should be able to finish this law project quickly enough in order for something to go through. Yeah, the instability means that, the instability, one of the good things is that stuff tends to go through faster. The laws, anyway. Ooh, I definitely need to start working on those glassworks. Let's send 2 up. Yeah, that is a lot. I might be able to abolish police. Or I can go to Republic. Council Republic is extremely dangerous. I mean extremely dangerous. So only if necessary. A lot of people would be annoyed with me removing the police, but... Okay. Yeah, personal preference, abolish the monarchy. I am not going to industry ban, that would be awful. I cannot do anarchy, neither can I do cooperative ownership without Council Republic. I could confederate again, but I'd rather not. We already have no home affairs. And elected police is a Council Republic thing as well, so... And that's assuming none of the other movements start causing problems. You're not going to cause any problems. You might. But so long as I don't touch migration controls, it's not a problem. And even then, you're just going to be stuck at around 10k people anyway supporting it. So, real problems with the communist movement and the anarchist movement. Especially since this one's another secession. Ugh, quit trying to secede. Give me a revolution. The Royalist movement will not like this. Of course not. How big's the Royalist movement now? 4%. They're also passive. Monarchist movement, whatever. Okay, so we'll give me this republic, specifically. Because there are actually two republics, a presidential republic and a parliamentary republic. The exact nature of it depends on how the president is. Oops, all liberals. That should calm down the anarchist movement. And most of the socialist movements too. Okay, the actual socialist movement doesn't care about what that is. Lovely. I need it. Okay, so is there anything that can increase it? I mean, enforce military discipline, but it's not enough interest for that. What I need is more political rigidity. If I want to keep the communists from causing a crisis. I'm gonna drift down to protesting, probably. Just give it some time. There. And on the plus side, the monarchy will be gone. %92%. You only have 4% support. Labor consciousness target 78. Liberal consciousness is maxed out. No, I don't like how big this laissez-faire movement is. Go. Institution level 6 for education. I cannot push it any harder if I wanted to. Doesn't matter. It's low enough so that it's not a problem. It's at 93% though, so I do still need to be careful. And the anarchist movement will only accept this for so long. That minus 20% from Republic is going to slowly fade away until it hits plus 10%. And then it's going to be revolting again. by that point. Hopefully the whole blind eye thing to radicalism, well, it's got 13 months. So it will fade by then. I do wonder what law support is like. It's only the market liberals that are dead set on opposing this. Everyone else is agreeing to it for one reason or another. Movement's plus 117, which just goes to show. Very low approval. Oh yeah, they oppose the child labor change. And stubbornness is involved too. Because they are, after all, anti-establishment. And this is how you abolish the monarchy. Get something crazy enough to occur in which you don't really have a choice anymore. At that point, yeah. I can't disband these. Oh, I can handle that later, the upgrades. Oh, the swap. Probably be smart to build up explosives. And more class. I don't actually need steel production here specifically, but I could go for another level. Skyscraper survey is complete. Houseland. Okay. Bureaucratic nexus. +5 from powerful socialist groups. I can think of one in particular. Maybe I need to, yeah, perhaps I should invest more into law enforcement. At least for the time being. 92%. Okay, that's at least somewhat stable, but I still need to keep an eye on that. And the recently enacted Confederate is going to improve with time. Okay, the agrarian populace exists. They just don't have anyone. I wonder why. Federated. Is there anything else that I really want to do? No. Oh, minor concessions. Yeah, that's not bad. No, political rigidity decreases. To me, oppose that. I have a ton of cash. Why not? And the investment pool isn't... Okay, it's pretty full, but... More construction's not that bad of an idea. Well, not sectors. I need to swap over to steel frame buildings, but that takes time. Again? Really? I mean, yes, I get it. Anarchists are always radical, but... It's interesting that there's 25% support. The communist movement has 32% support. Based upon individual numbers, 20% of the population of my country are involved in movements that are in favor of socialism. So, oh, this is a revolution. Of course, it picks the states to have the least amount of investment in the military. So, again, not dangerous. I kind of wish it were. But it would need more support for that. Now there's not enough. I can focus on... Yeah. Trying to ensure that the communists have increased in power again by a slight amount. Agitation. Who favors pretty much just like military. Of course it's the military interests. They want a military council. There's not nearly as much time left in military reform. 7 months. Yeah, and then for a while we'll swap to, say, dynamite, process, or get things better set up. Improve fertilizer. I guess shift work? Yeah, shift work's a good idea. That would increase the throughput of my universities further. The literacy rate is rapidly improving. I'm now number 40. I can't wait till syndicalism starts up. It's gonna be slow going unless a syndicalist revolution actually happens. Whoa, Serbia. We've got Bosnia now. Anyway. Which tech was that anyway? Military tech. Lisbon offices? No, hand crank machine gun. Okay. Get gantry cranes and then it's good. I'm gonna do some checking. Let's see here. Common journal entries. Ideologies. Effect if limit has change variable. Has technology researched or has modifier diff 3 country 4 5. Oh, okay. Okay, so I need to be reasonably developed. So I need to have a reasonable development level. Okay. Semi-developed. I need to probably get to the next development stage, maybe? To developed country in order to get the old progressive ideologies. That should further lower some of the associated costs. And also increases map height, which makes the country just more efficient, economically speaking. Oh jeez, right. Brewing revolution, insurrectionary interest group clout. Ah, because the communists are involved. Are they still considered powerful? I think I need to lower them to 13. Yeah, below 13%. Why are you involved in the anarchist revolution? Communists hate anarchists. Okay. The revolution's fighting again. That should at least make it easier for me to weaken them. At the very least, once this fades, it will not fade, will it? Yes, it will. Okay. It's just not enough speed there. But I do have gantry cranes now, so I can swap over to steamships. I thought this had a shipyard. Oh well. Nothing I can do about that. Steam trawlers. Industrial port. Steamers are really, really cheap, so there's going to be a bit of time before the fish prices catch up. The amount of merchant marine being produced is greatly increasing. I think I might actually start... No, there's plenty available. Actually, I'm importing a lot of merchant marine. I guess that implies that I need more. Although, yes, this session has definitely gone on for a very long time, so... Okay, let's see if I can... I cannot do that. Well, I can redeem favors from the moderate levels, and it would be enough. The market liberals actually don't care. Prefers progressive. Tough luck on that one. That's not happening. I do have a year and 9 months. So. Right. There is a crisis brewing because the Communist Party has managed to become powerful. The Communists have become powerful. I need to weaken them until they're no longer powerful. Then things will become fine again. So I need to get it down to below 13%. The only ways I have of achieving that is trying to get the country to be more rigid, which is why I'm actually increasing investment into law enforcement in the hopes that, well, rigidity change rate. It will slowly increase. It will increase faster because it's very, very slow to the point where elections actually lower it whether it increases it. Well, or close. 0.25 per month. There are 48 months between elections, which is 1 for every 4, so 12. 12 increase. So yeah, the base rate is just above replacement rate for, well, to put it succinctly, just above replacement rate for elections. So if you do something like military reform, which is extremely necessary, you might actually get it to low, which is what it is right now. It does increase enactment success speed and pop political strength, but it also increases radicals from standard of living decreases and reduces building throughput and construction efficiency. In fact, I have the modifier right now. Yeah. It also increases labor consciousness target, which is fun. That's why my anarchist and communist movements are so popular. They used to be even more popular, which is a very, very scary thing. But the anarchist movement has multiple times been on the verge of a revolt, but I've calmed them down enough so they're no longer completely dangerous. They're still agitating for their reform stuff, which is why I'm now a republic rather than a monarchy. the president is theoretically ceremonial. But yeah. Assuming nothing strange happens, I can get to proportional taxation, which will increase my income. I don't really 100% need it, but it's always fun. Great. There's too many levels of urban center now. Why have you... Okay, weekly balance should be reducing. I think a lot of people just became employed in there all of a sudden, and it has somewhat broken the balance in the area. I'm also constructing the skyscraper, and I am in the process of transitioning to steel frame buildings rather than iron frame construction. This is not an easy thing to do, though. I need explosives. I need lots and lots of steel. Okay, the steel's the easy part. I need explosives, I need alloys, and I need glass. Those are the most important parts. I also need even more tools than before, but tools usually aren't that big of a deal, though I have exactly the amount I need, so tooling is going to increase. In the amount I'm constructing. And result, I'm also going to need more wood until I can get vulcanization. Which is probably a good idea to grab anyway. Machine steel tools is going to need rubber. I'm actually going to need common ores for that at that point too. More alloys, more steel, and common ores, though common ores are very easy to obtain, and rubber. I produce enough rubber for that though. I produce a lot of rubber and I export a lot of it too. Most of it is exports, but there is some use from my own pops. The amount of rubber exported is massive though. It's a lot. Which is why there's constant investment. Cuba's owned by the US. I guess that makes up for the fact that this crazy border. Oh boy. China hasn't having the greatest day, but hey, no treaty ports. I don't like these borders either. Since when was Armenia independent? But yes, the Ottoman Empire is falling apart. Iraq is now independent too. In fact, I would say they have less territory now than modern day Turkey does. Considering how big Armenia is. Is Kars owned by modern day? Yes. Yes, Kars is owned by modern day Turkey. Okay. I mean, you cannot get modern day Iraqi borders. The game is not designed to allow it. That's fine. Oh yeah, while I can, I should disband because I have unlocked breech-loaded shrapnel artillery. So I should definitely build it up wherever I can. Shrapnel artillery is better than lancers now. And with it, I might be able to go toe-to-toe with the Dutch. Maybe. Problem is, everyone seems to love Dutch. No, that's me. There. Yeah, everyone seems to love Dutch Cynical. I haven't even bothered checking because I was so busy. Oh, I can't even attack them anymore because they're genial. Well, how about the... yes, I know this. Oh my god. Empire of Japan. Let me guess, they're on mechanized infantry already, aren't they? Siege artillery. Lovely. No, still on trench. Still rather not fight that if I can avoid it, though. But yes, Japan is a puppet of the UK. They are going for independence. Because 4 different countries are supporting their independence. And the subject payments have been raised. And also the sheer infamy that the UK has. Notorious 83. Wow. Yeah, that's bad. My best bet is to build up prestige so I become recognized so that I can start gobbling up colonizers' territory without everyone jumping in saying, hey, what you doing? That's bad. Why am I on cordial? Okay, France will defend them. Why can't we go back to the sweet antagonistic? Yep. I mean, I can always attack the British, but... Suicide mission, basically. I guess Egypt. I guess. I wouldn't want to attack them, though. It just doesn't feel right. And they don't exactly have great stuff over here. Wouldn't get me into Ethiopia, but Ethiopia just has raw population. Okay, they have copper all the way over here, but copper all the way over there is... There is also copper all the way up here. Fine, maybe. I'm not entirely... Okay, so Austria-Hungary would defend them. Yeah. I doubt anyone would defend these minor countries, but I don't have a way of reaching them. Maybe for the short period while Senegal was independent, but the Dutch would have defended them anyway, and by this point, yeah. The game's just sitting in a hug box until things can improve. Moderate monarchist. So until the moderate liberals are out of the government, I can't actually stamp out monarchism. That's lovely. So yet another reason to increase rigidity. Anyway, I've definitely gone on long enough. I'll see you again next time. Till then, bye. I might record again today, I don't know.